So the regular council meeting of September 11th, 2023. Just to remind the public that you can be present in the chambers during the meeting, and also we have the, you can view the YouTube on the city's website. So the first item up on the agenda is the regular, there's two items actually. The first one is the regular council meeting of August 21st, 2023. And the second item is the public hearing, August 21, 2023, and the recommendation is that the minutes of the public hearing and the regular council meeting, both held on August 21st, 2021, be adopted as circulated. May I have someone make that motion? Councillor Hanson, Councillor Butler, second. Any questions or comments, concerns? Okay, all those in favor? Carried unanimously, thank you. And public question period. Is there anybody in the audience that has any questions for council? Okay, having seen none, we'll move on to communications. And the first one is item 3.1, the unsightly premises of 1163 2nd Avenue. And I'll pass it over to Ms. Martini. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Worship. The property owner at 1163 2nd Avenue has been requested to remove an accumulation of discarded materials from the property, but has not done so by the required date. Photographs are contained within the report for council's consideration. It is therefore recommended that council issue an order requiring the owner to remove the discarded materials within 30 days.
Okay, any questions or comments for Ms. Lucchini?
Has there been any response from the owner at all?
There's been some response.
Okay, so they're not away or sick or something?
No, there has been some cleanup, it's just not satisfactory.
Okay, thank
Improve
you.
the property to the level it needs to be.
Thank you.
Okay, council, the recommendation is before you. May I have someone make that motion, please? Councillor Wilson, second is Councillor Martin. All those in favor? Thank you, carried unanimously. The next item on the agenda is the Pacific Coastal Airlines user fee agreement. And I will pass this on to CAO McClure.
Thanks, Mayor Jones. So tonight, council, we bring forward to you the the desire to enter into an agreement for 2 more years at the same rate with Pacific Coastal. We did have quite a large increase percentage-wise in 2022. That was, and again, we wanted to review it, see where inflation was at, see also kind of where we fit with other airports across the province. One thing that we did note is that people do it differently in different areas. So sometimes, again, as the writer, the author of this report talks about, it's not an apples to apples. Some have landing fees and different things. And we've sort of had a great arrangement with a really good provider of airline services to City of Trail. And we feel comfortable with where we're at with this partnership and allowing that to run for the next couple of years at the rate that we have it. And so we've got that placed to you before for council to look at it, and again, be willing to take any questions that council may have on the report. It does outline that we did go and look at other locations, and where we fit dollar-wise, we see we be in a very positive spot, and I think in a good working relationship and a positive relationship with Pacific Coastal, and the fact that they've been successful. And I think for a lot of places, with there only be one flight now out of Castlegar, if you want to come here, you gotta get up pretty early on in the morning to get here in the morning, and I think that that's really beneficial, especially the afternoon flights in a lot of ways. And so seeing a lot of positivity based on our Mr. Morelli from our airport manager, feel that we're comfortable with where we're at with that rate, and we've had good usage and good increases in the number of people that are using the service, and we're seeing the benefit of that.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from Mr. McClure? Before we move the recommendation?
So this will run through until the summer of 2025 then?
That's correct.
Okay, so the recommendation before you is that the city of Trail enter into a user fee agreement with Pacific Coastal Airlines for a term of 2 years and a passenger fee rate of $16 per inbound and outbound passenger. So, Councillor Martin and Councillor Benson, second. All those in favor? Carried unanimously, thank you. Item 3.3. Appointment of the approving officer, and this is CEO McClure.
Thanks, Mayor Jones. One of the required positions at a municipality is an approving officer. With the recent loss of our corporate officer, we don't have one, we need to have one in place. In investigating this, there was a number of different ways. We don't have anybody on staff that sort of has that planning experience to become that approving officer right away, or else we would have had them put their name forward rather than myself. But what is common in smaller communities and or in situations where you maybe lost expertise is for a municipality to either do one of two things. One is actually create an agreement with a consulting firm that does this type of planning work, and you actually would put them on as an approving officer. That is one way of being able to do things. And then they would do that work, and then it comes back to the city and they would do the staff reports. Another way is, which is very common as well, is to have an employee, much like a CAO or an officer, and then have them have an agreement with a consultant that does this planning work. And the one component there is that you now have your staff member is that person that's signing off on it, but all the details, the applications, all the work is being done by a third party that is qualified in that work. We were trying to move on this quickly. Certainly in discussions with a consultant or a vendor being able to help us with this, this was the direction that we felt was the best way to move forward for the city right now. And I think allows us to very quickly move on a number of applications that we have and that are pending. So this is why, after discussion and consultation with the consultant, that this is sort of we decided to bring forward to council.
Okay. Any questions or comments, Mr. McClure? No? Okay, the recommendation before you is that council of the city of Trail rescind the appointment of Michelle McIsaac as the approving officer for the city of Trail, and that in accordance with section 777 of the Land Titles Act, the council of the city of Trail appoint Colin McClure to serve in the role of approving officer for the city of Trail. And may I have someone make that? Councillor Hanson, Councillor Wilson, all those in favor? Carried unanimously, thank you. So we have 3 proclamations before you. We have the Circular Economy Month, United Way BC Day, and Purple Day. And the recommendation is before you that council proclaim August 1st to the 31st, 2023 as Circular Economy Month, September 26, 2023 as United Way BC Day, and March 26th of 2024 as International Purple Day for Epilepsy Awareness in the city of Trail. Does someone want to make that motion, please? Councillor Butler. Councillor Hanson, thank you. Is there anyone that wants to pull any of these items out for discussion? No? Okay. So all those in favor of the recommendation? Carried unanimously, thank you. So, Ms. Lucchini, will you take the bylaw?
Yes, I will, Your Worship.
Thank you.
So the property located at 328 Wilson Avenue, the former Star Grocery, was recently purchased by Amanda and Paul Eisner. The property is currently zoned neighborhood commercial, zone C3, as it was zoned appropriately at the time of the adoption of the zoning bylaw to allow its use as a grocery store and butcher shop. Mr. and Mrs. Eisner indicate they intend to open a retail flooring store selling tile, hardwood and vinyl, as well as accessories associated with flooring. As retail sales are not a permitted use in the C3 zone, an application has been before you to rezone the property to special highway commercial zone C6. A public hearing for the purpose of allowing the public to make representation to council respecting matters contained in the bylaw was held earlier this evening with no concerns being brought forward. As a result, council could now proceed with third reading and adoption tonight if you so choose. In doing so, I want to add that the matter was referred to the Ministry of Transportation to review any impacts that the ministry may have with regard to the development. That approval from the ministry did come in today, so we do have that now. I do have some matters to discuss with the applicant that pertains solely to the Ministry of Transportation, but it should not hold up the adoption of the bylaw this evening.
Thank you, Ms.
So if you could proceed with two separate motions, one for third reading, and if that passes, then you can ask for adoption.
Okay. So the recommendation is for you, pending input received at the public hearing that the zoning bylaw, amendment bylaw number 2931/2023 receive its third reading. Councillor Benson and Councillor Butler, all those in favor? Carried unanimously. And that the bylaw be received as, and the bylaw be adopted as received. Councillor Benson, Councillor Martin, those in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Next item up on the agenda is the council committee reports, and Councillor Benson, you're up first.
Thank you, Your Worships. On August 22nd, I attended the Community Safety Task Force meeting along with yourself and Chair Councillor Martin. We hosted Barry Hyatt, who's the president of Citizens on Patrol from Grand Forks, and he gave an entertaining overview of his program. Sounds like it's a very successful program in Grand Forks. I attended the Trail Cat Committee meeting last week along with a couple of my fellow councillors as well. We did everything I've did with everybody. And a workshop with Ron Fairfolk from Community Features Greater Trail, along with Harry Measure on environmental safety by design, is that correct? Crime prevention through environmental design. There you go, through environmental design. So thank you to Councillor Hanson and Councillor Butler for their work on the downtown improvement committee and recommending that they come in for a workshop. It was great. I really enjoyed that. That's it.
That's everything. Okay. Thank you, Councillor Benson. Councillor Butler.
Thank you, Your Worship. It's almost a ditto. So on the 5th, I was at the TCAT meeting along with the workshop later in the week. That's the end of my report.
Thank you, Councillor Butler. Councillor Cashel.
Nothing to report, Mayor Jones. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Hanson.
Thank you, Mayor Jones. September 6th, we had the workshop with the Downtown Trail, or the Downtown Trail Improvement Committee with Harry Measures and Ron Fairfolk from Community Futures. And was happy to see the work and potential opportunities for the crime prevention through environmental design, opportunities that we have to help our community. As well as with yourself, had a meeting with the Trailhouse and Environment Committee, briefing regarding our meeting that we had with all of our partners and all the people from the Ministry of Health and Environment. And that came up in June, and we have a workshop with them on Friday. And that is all for my.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Hanson. Councillor Martin.
Thank you, Mayor Jones. On behalf of council, I attended the following meetings on August the 22nd. The Community Safety Task Force, just to add to what Councillor Benson mentioned, with myself and the CEO McClure, we reviewed the temporary use permit for the people who attended. We also had a report from Regional Fire Chief Dan Derby on the year-to-date events of Kootenay Boundary Regional Fire Rescue. And of course, the entertaining presentation from the folks from the Grand Forks Citizens on Patrol. On September the 5th, I also attended the Trail Community Action Team meeting, August the 30th, and I attended an RDKB board meeting. on September the 6th, an RDKB Utilities meeting on September the 6th. I, with other council members and yourself, attended the workshop with Community Futures regarding crime prevention through environmental design. And on September the 7th, I attended the liquid waste management plan meeting for the regional district. And if anybody has any specific questions, you feel free to connect with me anytime. That's it for my report.
Thank you, Councillor Martin. So Councillor Wilson.
Nothing to report, Your Worship. Thank you.
Okay. So my report is pretty much what everybody else reported. The only thing that I could add to it is that next week we are Councillor Benson, Councillor Butler, Councillor Cashall, myself, and CAO McClure will be attending the Union of BC Municipalities Convention. So just busy, working on some of the information that we have going forward. Some of the meetings we're going to have are going to be very, what's the word I'm looking for? We have quite a few issues that we need to bring forward for our community. It's important to get that face-to-face, a very valuable dialogue going. So it's going to be a very busy week next week. We just got our agendas tonight and it's a full week for us, but we will be doing lots of work there and lots of networking and getting to know different council members from other communities and elected officials and meeting with our ministers and really looking forward to the opportunity of having that voice for our community. Other than that, we have, like Councillor Hanson suggested, we do have our meeting on September 15th. What day is it? And for the Trail Health and Environment Committee, so looking forward to that. And that's my report. I don't know if anybody has any questions. I mean, we've all been in the same places.
Just one clarification, only Councillor Hanson attending, not myself.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Councillor Hanson. It is Councillor Hanson, not Councillor Jensen. Thank you for that correction. Okay, any new business tonight? So we have item number 7 is department reports, and we have 2 reports before you. The Regional District Kootenay Boundary Building Report and the Bylaw Enforcement Department Report. And the recommendation is that these reports be received for information. So make that. Councillor Butler and Councillor Wilson. All those in favor? Thank you, carried unanimously. And item number 8 is adjournment. Councillor Hanson, Councillor Martin, all those in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you, everyone.